Hey everyone, it's Mangoes here. Happy Friday. Today I thought I'd touch on a topic that is really quite, I think it's very important to a lot of us, called growth. Growth is at the heart of many of our decisions when it comes to career and our personal life. So I thought I'd cover a bit about it and also help you kind of understand like how to identify some of the times that you might be experiencing growth but not really know it. So, what is growth in the first place? Growth is basically when you have, started to develop, you're starting your development physically, mentally, and spiritually. A lot of the time, these things, mean that you're deepening your knowledge, you're deepening your capabilities, you're deepening your skill set in a particular aspect or topic in your life that you face. Right. So that being said, right, how do you know that you're growing, right? Does it mean that, you must take on a brand new skill set to be growing or a totally brand new environment to be growing? Absolutely not. Okay. Absolutely not. All right. There are three basic ways to identify whether you're growing. The first, right, is that you go from being really comfortable in an environment to being super uncomfortable or a little bit uncomfortable. So, in cases like that might be, you might be very comfortable with a particular customer, then suddenly this customer, goes for a meeting with you and you suddenly realize there's a certain change in him that you're not prepared for, right? In those situations, it really does mean that there is a chance that you'd grow. Why? Because you are not comfortable in that situation. And the cool thing is that you have identified it. Being able to identify discomfort, right, is the first show, right, of the fact that you're growing. All right. That is part and parcel of being aware of your situational environment, because everything in growth is to a certain extent situational. All right. So that's good. So if you're able to identify discomfort, like you feel uncomfortable or unsure of your own skill set, that is an excellent time to go like, I am growing. Don't panic. You're growing. All right, that's step one. Step two, as I look at my notes on the side, is that you realize that you need to change your approach to work because there is a change in the environment. All right, being able to acknowledge that your skill set, all right, is situational, is only going to be successful at a situational level, is absolutely important, because no one can be successful all the time. Right? But being able to realize that, being able to analyze that is really important. So I had an example where I had a particular training that usually went really, really well. But because there was a change in the environment, there was a change in a stakeholder, as well as, a change in the demands of, other stakeholders, that made it really difficult for the training to be useful and applicable to that particular situation anymore. So that demanded that my training changed. All right. My approach to that training changed as well. So those things really matter. Being able to kind of accept that, okay, I need to make some changes to the way that I work is very, very important, because when you do that, you immediately go from being upset, to being proactive. All right. The third thing and the final thing that's really, really important is to accept failure and continue to experiment a better way. All right. That's also when you realize that you are growing. One of the most important things in growth is your ability to accept that certain things did not go right. Certain things went wrong. So I've had a couple of trainings where I tried to, move a live training to a self-pace, trying to make it really like sexy and all, and it did not work out. It didn't land very well. All right. And so, in those cases, being able to accept it and then continue to recover the situation through feedback, through taking action, all right, and being accountable for it, shows to a certain extent growth as well. And that really is very important. Okay, so if you were to ask me, these are the three things I would absolutely, hold dear when it comes to growth, right? You don't need very, very big new skill set development to show growth. All you need, right, are simple things like, being able to be aware of being out of uncertainty, being able to realize that your environment needs you to have a new approach. And the third is being able to accept failure. All right, and continue to experiment to recover the situation. So hopefully you found that pretty useful. All right, I'll chat with you soon. Let me know your comments below. See ya. Bye.